Good morning students. Now today we are going to start our 12th lecture of chapter number 2, that is units and measurement, and in our yesterday's lecture we have started the new topic, that is your combination of error. And in that combination of error, the 5 types of the combinations are there that we have discussed in our yesterday's lecture as well. That is, first is the error of a sum, second is the error of a difference, third is the error of a product, fourth is the error of a quotient, and the fifth one is error in a case of a measured quantity raised to a power. Among these 5, we have discussed 2 types of this combination in our previous lecture, and the 2 I just be given you for your homework. Okay, the similar type error I have just be given you for your homework, means error of a sum we have discussed, and error of a product we have discussed, and one numerical also we have solved for each type of the errors. And the similar calculation portion of the error of difference and quotient I have just be given you for your homework, and I hope that you have solved that also. Now the fifth one is the error in a case of a measured quantity raised to a power. This is for the power form, so that I just be solved in our today's lecture. So for the power, we are suppose that the here is any of the quantity A is there which is having a power, any power. I am taking here a square. Okay, so any of the power is there. Now if we are having its values, then what kind of values we are having? Errors, if we are finding beta, whatever errors we have to find, then means I am taking the values. So delta z upon z, a combination is there, and this will be your delta a upon a. So this square is in the form of the plus, always 2 times we have to be write it down, delta a upon a plus delta a upon a. As I just told you that it was the ratio of the absolute error to the individual value. Okay, and here the power is 2, so we have write it down in the 2 times in the plus form. Always remember the error should be there in the plus form, as we have discussed in our yesterday's error of a sum. In that also we have to be what? We have to normal add the errors, the absolute error, or in the form of the product what we have to take? We have to be take the relative errors. Okay, and these relative errors should be add up. Okay, and what was the relative error beta? Absolute error to the individual value. Okay, like this. And in the power, the square, so we have to add them 2 times. If there is a cube, so we have to be add them 3 times. Okay, or you may write it down in the form of that the power should be come in a front, and then it is written as delta a upon a, like this. Okay, it means we can say that the relative error of a square is 2 times the error in a. Okay, so hence the relative error in a square is 2 times the error in A. Okay, clear? Now in the general way, in a general form, if like this we are having that z is equals to a to the power p, b to the power q, divide by c to the power r, then how we have to be write them out? Then again the relative error delta z upon z. So p should become in a front, then again the relative error of a delta a upon a, then plus it will be in the front q delta b upon b, and again this will be in a front r delta c upon c. it is all depends upon the power. If the power is in the negative form, then we have to be write here negative. Okay, so the hint for it is what beta? We have to be always that the relative error in a physical quantity raised to a power is, suppose it was k, then power is k, then it is k times the relative power of the individual quantity. If the power is 2, so it will be the 2 times of the relative error of the individual quantity. If it is power is p, so it is p times to the relative error of the individual quantity. Clear? Okay. Now I am just be going to solve one numerical for this, so it will be better understanding for you that our numerical I am just be giving you that find the relative error in Z if Z equals to a to the power 4, b to the power 1 by 3 and c to the power c and d to the power, c doesn't have any power, c d to the power 3 by 2. So the simple question is this, and for this you have to find the relative error. So what we have to do? We have to be take that much times of the relative error of the individual quantity which has been given in the question. Simple as that. So in this the solution will be like this. Directly we have solved that the relative, always remember for the product question and for the raised to a power, there we have to be calculate the relative power, and for the addition and subtraction we have to be calculate the absolute error. So the relative error in Z, because Z we have to be calculate is, what is that beta? Relative error, absolute error to the individual value. Now for this 4 times delta A upon A plus 1 upon 3 times of delta B upon B. Again the C doesn't have any kind of a power, so it will be 1 times of delta C upon C. It has the power 3 by 2, so it will be 3 by 2 of delta D upon D. That's it, nothing else. Clear? Okay beta, get my point? Now we have to be calculated all the things like this only, and further now one more numerical we are having. Okay, a language form numerical is there, that is the period of oscillation of a simple pendulum is t is equals to 2 pi under the root L upon G. This capital T is the period of oscillation of a simple pendulum, L is the length and G is the gravity, acceleration due to gravity. Measured value of the length is 20.0 centimeter, known to 1 millimeter of its accuracy. This is the length. Okay, measured value is this and this is the accuracy of 1 millimeter, and the time which has been given, time for 100 oscillations of the pendulum is found to be 90 seconds using a wristwatch of 1 second resolution. Now what you have to find, that what is the accuracy in the determination of G. Okay, this we have to be fine. So first of all we have to be understand the concept of a question, that there is a period of oscillation of a simple pendulum. This formula has been given. For this, the length of the value which has been given is of 20. This is the measured value beta, and this is the error, we can say the 1 millimeter is the error. Similarly, like this, for the 100 oscillation we have to be find. So time which we have used for 90 second is the actual time, and for the wristwatch 1 resolution, the error which we have found is of your 1 second. Okay, now you have to find about the G, that what percentage, what accuracy is there. So here the accuracy term has been asked. So what you have to be find, again the error in the relative form. Okay, so first of all, the question which has been given to us, in that we have to find the value of a G. So from this formula we have to be made it in the formula of a G first. So in the solution, from this formula we have to make this formula as like a G. So what is there? First of all, we have to be remove this under root, so it will become T square. I am just making squaring on both side. Okay, so T square, 2 square is your 4, pi square, then L upon G. What you have to find? You have to find the value of G. So it will be like G is equals to 4 pi square L upon T square. Now this 4 pi square is a constant term. We don't take the use of the 4 pi square. This is a constant term, the numerical value. We have a most probably use of this value, L upon T square. Okay, clear? Now we have to be use the raised to the power formula for this. So we have to be convert them in the relative formula like this, so that we can calculate the least count errors of all these L and T. Okay, so in this, what was it? Delta G upon G is equals to 4 pi square L upon 2T. So 4 pi is a numerical value. We don't take the use of that value L. So the L is the delta L upon L upon T square. So we have to be apply the formula of raised to a power. So it will plus 2 T square. So 2 is the power. So it will become in a front in the multiply form, and it will be a delta T upon T. Okay, clear? Now in the question, what is given beta? That in the question, the error for the length of measured value of 20 centimeter is 1 millimeter. So for convert the 1 millimeter into a centimeter, it will be your 0.1 centimeter for 20 millimeter. So 20 centimeter plus 2. Again we have taken the for time for the 100 oscillation. For the measured value of 90 second, we have calculated the resolution from the wristwatch of 1 second. Clear? We have to be solve this value beta. So when you have solved this, then you get the value 0.027. Okay. Now this is the value of delta G upon G, but we have to find the accuracy. So we have to be calculate its percentage value. Thus the percentage error in G is delta G upon G into 100%. So it will be delta L upon L into 100 plus 2 into 100 of delta T upon T. So it will be, when we multiply it by 100, then we get the value 2.7. It is approximately 3%, and here is the answer. Clear beta? Okay. So like this we have to be calculate all these things. Now this is about the errors, the combination of error. The 5 types of the combinations of errors are there that we have solved. Okay. Now moving ahead with the next topic, and for the next topic we are having the next topic of the dimensional formulas. Okay, of dimensional formula we have to be solved. So our next topic is dimensions of physical quantities. Dimensions of a physical quantities. So first of all we have to be understand the concept that what is dimension. Okay, we know about what is physical quantity, they have the measured value, units and all the things, but what is dimension? So we can say that the nature of a physical quantity is described by the dimension. Okay, means any of the combination of the 7 fundamental and the base quantities, and in that base quantities of this we have a 7 dimensions of the physical world. Okay, that we have denoted by the MLT. MLT means mass, length and time, and with the K also means for the temperature or for the electric current A, and for the luminous intensity candela CD, amount of a substance mole. All this we have to be formed and written in the form of a square brackets. So first of all we have to be write the the definition of dimension. So what is dimension? The dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers means the exponents also we can say, to which the base quantities are raised to represent that quantity. Okay, means the dimension of a physical quantity are the powers to which the base quantities are raised to represent their quantities. We have to be represent that quantities. Okay, and we have to be always write them by using the square brackets. Okay, and we have to be dealing all the dimensions in the form of the square brackets only. Okay, and always it is termed written in the form of the MLT. Okay, MLT. Suppose I am just giving you the example for the area. Okay, when I am just be taking the example of area. So area is having the unit, always we have take the units in the MKS form. Okay, so area is having the unit meter square. Meter is the length of L. Okay, so it will be like L square in the brick brackets MLT form. Okay, clear? So for this the mass will be 0, time is 0. Even this can also be write in the form of mass is 0, length is 2, time is 0. 0 means these are not be utilized. Okay, if you are not writing any of the power, suppose mass and time doesn't have the power, so you just be write m, t, doesn't put the 0 over here, it means it has the power of 1. So always remember, if it is was not be in use, so you have to be write it down with the 0. Okay, if you haven't written the 0 on the power, then it means it is having the power of 1. Clear? Okay, all these things we have to be formed like this only. One more thought, we can say a typical example I am taking, like for the velocity. So I think you know about the velocity. Velocity is displacement upon time. Displacement meter, time second. So I am just write it down the MLT, M L T in the square brackets. So m for the mass, mass is having the unit kilogram, kilogram is not be there in this unit, then it will be 0. L is for the length, length is having the unit meter, meter is there, it has the power 1. So it is also having the power 1. If we don't write 1, then it is also be okay. Okay. The second one is your time. So time, T is for the time, time is having the unit second. So here the second is having the power 1, but it is in the divide form. So when it goes in the upside, in the multiply form, the power will become minus. So it have the power, second is having the power minus 1. So time is also be having the power minus 1. Clear? Get my point? Okay. One more example I am explaining you, like for acceleration. I think you know the formula. Acceleration is velocity upon time. Okay, velocity is having the unit meter per second, multiply by second, then meter per second square. Now we have to write a dimension formula of acceleration, the square bracket MLT. Always remember the 7 fundamental base quantities we are utilizing in the dimensional formulas. And what was the 7 one beta? Mass, rather than the mass, length, time, the 4 more are there. That is your temperature, electric current, luminous intensity and amount of substance. But mainly MLT is using. That's why we have write down always MLT. As these 4 are also be used, then again we have add here. That, like if current is there, then we add ampere A. If temperature is there, we add Kelvin K. Luminous intensity is there, then we have used CD. Okay. If the amount of substance is there, then we use mole. Okay. The temperature and the current will be used in your 12th standard. Okay. And candela and mole is not be used. In this 11th standard, most probably MLT is only be used. Okay. And in your syllabus, approximate 90 dimensional formulas has been given in the form of a table. Slowly and slowly, as we have proceeding in our this syllabus, we have started understanding the chapters, the more formulas, you are capable of writing the dimensional formula by your own. But you have to be know about the formula. If you know the formula, then you know the unit, and if you know the unit, then it will be easy for you to write down the dimensional formula. But always remember, dimensional formula is only be written with the help of the MKS unit. If you know the the SI unit, then you are not be able to write it down its dimensional formula. Okay, that also I am just explaining you with the help of an example. Now discuss about this. The acceleration meter per second square, m is for the mass. Many of the time the students will become confused that m, meter is also denoted by the m, mass will also be here for the m and m same. So here m is having the unit 1, so power 1, so here they will put power 1. No, always remember this is the unit. So unit meter, meter is for the length. Here this m is a physical quantity, that is the mass. Okay, so mass is having the unit kilogram. Kilogram is not be there, so here we have to put 0. Length meter, m, power 1, so 1. T, time, second, second here square, but in divide form it goes upside, so it will be minus 2. Clear? Like this. Now that how the MKS unit is utilized or very much essential for dimensional formula, that I have explained you with an example that I am giving you for the force. Now you know that the force is, formula is mass into acceleration. If you don't know the formula, now you will understand. And don't become panic that yes, we don't know any kind of a formula which we have used in 9th and 10th standard. No issues. Slowly and slowly, more chapters we have studied in this 11th standard, you are capable of understanding or you are even learn all these formulas. Okay, so don't be panic. So force equals to mass into acceleration. Now we know that the SI unit of the force is Newton, denoted by small n. And if I just told you that with this capital N, the Newton, the SI unit, you know the unit SI unit, with this you have to be write down the dimensional formulas. You are not be able to write down dimensional formula with the help of the SI unit, because for writing dimensional formula we need MLT, means kilogram, meter and second, but in Newton this is there is not be any kind of such kind of the base unit is there. Always remember, with the help of the fundamental units only you are able or capable of writing dimensional formulas. So you have to be learn the units. So mass is having the unit kilogram. Acceleration right now we have written here meter per second square. Now with this I have all easily write down the dimensional formula. Kilo mass, m for the mass kilogram, kilogram power 1. L length meter m power 1. T time second power 2 goes upside minus 2. M1 L1 T minus 2. Okay, so always remember, for writing dimensional formula you have to be know about the MKS units. Okay, now all these things like this only we have to be used or utilized to write down the dimensional formulas. More the its what we can say, its applications are there, 3 applications are there. For that we have to be solve the numericals of dimensional formula, but for today's homework I am giving you some of the physical quantities and you have to be try and write it down, it's their dimensional formulas. So for your homework I am just giving you some of the physical quantities, okay, and you have to write down their dimensional formulas. The question is, write the dimensional formula of the following physical quantities. So first one, for the speed, velocity, acceleration and force we have calculated. So for the speed, okay, the formula is, I am also writing down the formula, but afterwards I will not write down the formula, you have to be learn all these formulas. Okay, distance upon time, second volume, length into breadth into height, third is for the frequency. Frequency is equals to 1 upon number of oscillation, so 1 upon time, Fourth one is for the density. Density is mass upon volume. So these 4 formulas you have to be calculate and write it down. Okay, clear? Afterwards we have to be start with the next topic of dimensional formulas, that is the application of dimensional formulas. Okay, thank you, that's all for today.